The world has gone crazy, as you well know, we all know, and it's a very harsh environment right now for businesses. Some of them, many of them, are struggling to stay intact, and there are actually many that have gone out of business, including some large, well-established businesses that have been around for decades that are now bankrupt or just out of business. So what does it take in this crazy financial environment, business environment that we're in right now, for a company to survive? What does it take for a company to actually thrive and grow and expand in the midst of this crazy world? Let's go talk to someone who can maybe answer that question.
Well, hey everybody, this is Bill with Live Simple, Live Free, and right now I am in American Fork, Utah, and I've come out here to the Thrive Life International Headquarters.
That's right.
For a Thrive Life Leadership Convention, and it's been a busy time, but it's been a really good time. But I have a very special guest here, and I'm very excited to introduce him to you. This is Eric Morgan. He is the president of Thrive Life.
Well, it's nice to be here, Bill. I'm excited to sit down with you for a few minutes.
I'm glad that I was able to fight through your bodyguards to be able to get to you.
They're big. Those bodyguards are big, but good thing Bill knows his stuff.
So this has been like, what's happening in the world is crazy stuff.
It's a mess, isn't it?
It really is, yeah.
The world is going crazy.
And it's affecting everything. And many of you that know, have been following my channel, our van broke down when I was pulling our RV to Florida. It took 2 months to get the parts that I needed.
Oh, that's so
and so that's why we ended up driving down in the car and staying in the hotel. But it's affecting everything, and it's affecting Thrive as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So you've got things that you've got to deal with.
For sure. It's everything from, obviously we're a food company, but we deal with everything. It's the lids that go on the cans. Just a few months, well, I guess it's been several months, but our supplier said, well, sorry, we don't have lids.
Yeah, was it the pantry cans?
Yeah.
You had the food to put in them, but you didn't have the lids.
Didn't have the lids, yeah.
And so, people were asking, why are they showing everything so out of stock? Well, every time it's out of stock, it's for a different reason, and that time they couldn't get the lids for the cans.
Exactly. It's so frustrating.
So this all started you said the last couple of days of February in 2020. So
yeah.
What happened in 2020?
Really.
When COVID started.
Yep, COVID hit, and that was kind of the first panic button that people pushed, and we felt it almost immediately. But it was those last couple days of February and then all of March. It was just insane, and we went out of stock almost. Well, I'll just say quickly. We went out of stock quickly, and we were trying our best to get anything in stock, and we spent most of the year, I would say 50% of our items were out of stock for most of the year.
Yeah, and many of you lived through that, and you know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But here at Thrive Life Corporate, it must have been a madhouse trying to...
It was a mess.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then... So the increase in demand for Thrive. So it was pretty much driven, I think, by panic buying, and it just emptied your warehouse.
It really did. It like almost overnight, things were gone, and it was funny. We kind of joke because we have a little showroom here. We don't sell a lot, but people can come in and buy some things here. That showroom was depleted, and we had people like. Just begging to buy anything in the showroom, whether it was, we had an empty can just as a display, and people were asking to buy that. We're like, wait, it's a display, there's nothing in it. I'll take it. No, that's not how this works. But one thing that was interesting with the panic buying, there was also something that happened with that pandemic and that is that people, there was panic for sure, but then there was some light went on for people that said, oh, well, it's okay to store food. It's okay to pull food in and have a pantry full of food. There was a stigma before that, and maybe there still is a stigma, but a lot of that has gone away for whatever reason, but obviously for this reason. It's now not quite as weird, or there's not that stigma, I think is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So one of the issues, I guess there were several issues in trying to bring the stock back up to where it should be, but I guess one of them was your production capabilities.
Yes.
That you had, what, 4 freeze dryers or 3 freeze dryers?
We had 3, really. We were working on a 4th, but yeah, that was a big part of the problem. We had all this demand and 4 freeze dryers to try to get through it all, and we just couldn't do it. Not to mention the canning on the other side. Our production facility wasn't ready for that.
Yeah. Now, you got to realize the freeze dryers that we're talking about they're as big as a school bus.
They're massive.
They're absolutely massive. I just took a tour through the facility again. I've seen it before, but they've added a lot, and it's just unbelievable.
It's a big facility.
Yeah. So then what did you do to increase that?
So we not only ordered, we ordered 2 almost immediately, 2 freeze dryers, and they take a long time to build, obviously, and they're very pricey, you can imagine. But 2, we very quickly realized this is not going to cut it.
Okay.
So we got those 2 ordered, and we have space for 2. We had to build out, but we've got space for 2. But then we quickly realized that's not enough. So.
But you do have those 2 additional ones online.
And they're here.
Okay.
Yep, they're here. They're up and running. We had to build out for it, but we're here.
So
6 dryers.
6 in operation right now.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So then,
as soon as we had those ordered, we said this is not going to cut it. So we actually ordered 6 more.
Wow.
We doubled our output, or that's the plan, to double our output, and it means a significant build out here, and I'm sure you saw that in the tour. Yeah,
I drove up coming to this conference a couple days ago, and as I drove up to the building, I saw a cement truck sitting out in front of it, and I thought, this is exciting.
This means construction. This means growth. That's exactly what it means.
Yeah.
We are officially out of room here. We are moving into a facility down south. All of our production facilities minus freeze dry is moving to a production facility down south, and we're building a warehouse just about a mile south of us that is about 3 times the size of this building.
Wow.
So a lot of construction, but a lot of growth. It's exciting.
Excellent. Excellent. and then, of course, one of the problems was with the production, and another problem is with acquisition, with gaining the food. Is that what you call it? What do you call that?
Yeah. Well, we just look at our suppliers. So we rely on the suppliers, the farmers, and any of the suppliers that will give us food. So we'll freeze dry their food, but we have to rely on those suppliers. So that's a big part of our supply chain. Our supply chain team has been awesome to look the globe wide for food, but we're limited. We're limited. And so that was one of the big things. 2020, we realized, hey, if we're going to be an international leader, we really have to step up our game. And so we did. We got the ball in motion, and then just recently, about 6 months ago, we were finalizing the deal to acquire a pretty large company in California, Mercer, that has several freeze dryers. So we've got a facility in California, a facility here in American Fork, and that's just the start, Bill.
Yeah, and so you said that Mercer has been in business for what, like 40 years?
40 years.
And they've got a well-established supply line.
That was one of the main reasons that this made so much sense. They have 40 years of experience, but they also have 40 years of working with suppliers all around the globe. It's a very large company, so they have they have a lot of networks that we just didn't have access to. And so now with that acquisition, we've expanded that reach to suppliers and farmers exponentially.
And now they're not really in competition with Thrive Life with their products because they sell basically to.
Yeah, Mercer's got lots of clients, but their clients are in the food services industry. So clients like Starbucks, Pepsi, those types of clients that are not competitors with
Okay.
Thrive Life.
Good. So it just sounds to me like in this time of confusion in the world, that Thrive Life is working very hard to expand what you're doing.
Yes.
When many companies are pulling back.
Yeah, we feel like this is the time that the world needs us, because with the world so crazy as it is, we want to be the supplier for food and preparedness. We want to be that supplier. So that's why we're expanding right now. We are looking to either build or acquire freeze dryers in the United States, kind of across the states, and then almost immediately we want to look internationally, and we'll be looking at some of these countries in Europe and South America and some others that we're looking at.
So I get requests from you guys all the time. Can we get Thrive in the UK? Is it available in Australia? I live in Germany. Is it available there? Well, and I've always had to say, no, it's only in the US and Canada. Well, they announced at this conference this weekend that they're now going globally. And I am so excited about this, Eric. Now, they haven't given us specific countries, although you just mentioned a couple.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have that.
But there's no time frame. It's still going to be, what, a couple of years or something?
Yeah, to go internationally, it does take a lot of work, and it takes time. I just told Bill that's not an idle plan for us. We're actively looking at what do we do, where do we start, and how does that look? And it takes time. Mm-hmm. I don't know how much time, but that's our goal is to get out there and be in the world.
So talk a little bit about what you see as the future of the freeze-dried food industry in general, and then how Thrive Life fits into that.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing about where we're at, we've done a lot of research on this. Obviously, this is our. We have to know this. If we're going to be an international leader, then we have to know this. So we've done a lot of research. Freeze dry is here to stay, and we've always kind of known that. Freeze dry has so many benefits that Bill and Elizabeth talk about all the time.
Those of us who are Thrive Life consultants, we're the early adopters.
Exactly.
We've understood that, but it's just now beginning to become known, I think, in the general population.
You're exactly right, and whether that was the pandemic that created that, or just some of these crazy world events, whatever it was, that's what's going on now. Freeze dry is hitting a serious boom right now, and will for the next several years will be a huge interest to households across the world.
Mm-hmm. And so, how does Thrive fit into what you see with it happening overall in the industry? You want to be the largest freeze drying company in Utah, right?
Well, I think we've got that one covered.
Okay.
Well, you're right though, Bill. Our goal. We just heard from our CEO not too long ago. Our goal as a company is to be the largest freeze dryer in the world.
Absolutely.
And we've got a plan to get there, and it's going to happen sooner than most people would think.
So now is a great time to be involved in the freeze-dried industry and in Thrive Life. And for many of you who are customers who are unhappy about some of the out-of-stock items, you see how hard they're working to keep things in stock. Then they're greatly expanding. When you bought those two other freeze dryers, you hired a whole bunch of more people.
Yeah.
You like exploded your employee base as well. I was like blown away by that.
It takes a lot to run this, and we're committed. We are just so thrilled with where we're at today, but more importantly, the plan of how to get there. It's a pretty clear path, and we feel confident that it's going to happen quick.
So, like I said, if you're a customer frustrated with some of the out-of-stock items, you see how hard they're working. They're not sitting back on their heels. They're working very hard to keep things in stock for you. And now's a great time also to be involved in this business. You know, this is a great home-based business, network marketing company. And I've had people recently say, we're thinking about becoming a consultant, and they said, well, this is not a good time. Everything's out of stock. How can I sell it? Let me be blunt. Wrong. And here's why. Why is it out of stock? Because the demand is absolutely exploding, and it's going to continue to explode for the foreseeable future.
Absolutely.
This is the best time in the world to be in this industry, and the industry itself is fledgling, and Thrive Life is positioning itself to become the leader, the worldwide leader in freeze-dried food. And this is the time, if you're interested in this business, to get in now while it's just beginning to really explode.
It's so true. It's so true. Bill said it. I'm just going to reiterate it. The time to be in freeze-dry is right now. But not only that, the time to be in freeze-dry as a Thrive Life consultant, absolutely right now. Because things are exploding already, but we're still in the early stages of explosion or of exponential growth. And we feel just so excited about things. It is a little nerve-wracking, of course. You know, big growth is hard, but we're ready. We're more ready now than we've ever been.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, some of you may feel like, and I might hear some of this, oh, this is just a big Thrive Life commercial.
Yeah.
You know, Thrive Life is my life. You know, for me and Elizabeth. Now, I came out here alone, by the way. Elizabeth did not make this trip. I just flew out, and I'll be flying back in a couple of days. But Thrive Life is our life. It's our business. It's our main income. And we are so heavily involved in Thrive Life, and it's so exciting to us to see what's happening with our company that I wanted to share it with you. And for me to be here at this leadership conference, we had, I think, what would you say, 24?
Yeah.
24 of the consultant leaders who are the people that are really driving it forward. And I feel that these people are from all over North America, the US and Canada. And I meet with them 3 or 4 times a year. I cannot believe how much of a family it feels like with us leaders and with all of the executives. I am pleased and proud to call Eric my friend, not just the guy that runs the company.
I feel the same way about you and Elizabeth. We love the Kellers. We've had this friendship now for a few years, and we feel like we're just long lost family is what we are.
And we vacationed together in many places all over the world and all over the Caribbean.
Yep.
Absolutely wonderful. So
well, we sure love Bill and Elizabeth, and we're grateful that you work so hard, and I am grateful to be on the show today. Thank you.
Yeah, now you're famous.
Now I'm famous.
That YouTube sensation, Eric.
Hey.
All right. So if you're interested in becoming a consultant, you can email me. I have the email down below. Or you just go right to my website. The link is down below as well. And you just click on Join Us at the top. Follow through with the online process to become a consultant. And then I'll be in contact with you. And,
awesome.
So thanks so much, Eric, for giving your time here.
Absolutely. Thank you for inviting me.
This is at the end of a very long conference of several days, and we're both exhausted, and I appreciate your time. You giving your time here.
It's been so awesome. Just the energy is through the roof right now, and it's exactly what Bill was talking about. The reason is because the world is advertising for us. The world is saying you've got to get your freeze-dried food, and there's no better place to get it than Thrive Life.
Right.
That's how we feel.
Okay. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks, Bill.
Live simple, live free, you be blessed. And I'll see you next time. Say goodbye, Eric.
Goodbye.
Now, if you're new to our channel and you're unfamiliar with Thrive Life, here's a playlist that we've done of videos, cooking videos, to demonstrate how fast and easy and delicious it is to cook with Thrive Life foods. There's also a link in the description below. Check it out.